Oh, come on, like I wasn't going to recommend this one. Plain and simple, Fight Club is one of the most defining films of the late 90s. It perfectly captures the angst, frustration, and resentment of a generation of young men raised on divorce and disappointment. These guys were cast adrift at the tail end of a lackluster decade, trapped in a world run by soulless corporations and empty consumerism. Oh, and on top of all that, it's also a sharp, intense, and darkly funny psychological thriller, with two actors absolutely at the top of their game. Which is why I'm about to break the first rule of Fight Club and talk the shit out of it. So let's do this. The movie kicks off with a flash forward to the climax. The protagonist, held at gunpoint by a man named Tyler Durden, standing in a room surrounded by explosives, ready to take out several high-rise buildings. We never actually learn the protagonist's name in the movie, but for simplicity, let's just call him Jack. Jack explains that the buildings are rigged to blow in seconds. Okay, cool, but what the hell is going on? Who's Tyler? Why is Jack a hostage? And what does a woman named Marla Singer have to do with all of this? Well, let's backtrack and find out. Flashback a few months. Jack is an insurance specialist for a major car manufacturer. He's wealthy, successful, and completely miserable. He's trapped in a shallow, materialistic existence, and his lack of purpose leads to a bad case of chronic insomnia. After a desperate visit to his doctor, he ends up at a support group for cancer survivors. Jack clearly doesn't belong here, but something unexpected happens. He finds emotional release. Weirdly enough, it allows him to finally sleep soundly for the first time in years. Pretty soon, Jack is hooked. He starts faking his way into all kinds of support groups, feeding off the shared misery of others just to feel something, anything. What a guy, right? This all works out great until Marla Singer shows up. Right away, Jack realizes Marla is just like him, a tourist leeching off of other people's pains. This shatters Jack's illusion of authenticity, and his insomnia comes roaring back. And that's when Tyler Durden walks into his life. Tyler is everything Jack isn't: charismatic, laid back, confident, and completely uninterested in society's expectations. He cuts through the shit of modern life like a knife. After Jack's apartment mysteriously gets destroyed in a gas explosion, he reconnects with Tyler over a few beers. That's when Tyler drops a curveball, asking Jack to hit him. What follows is a clumsy brawl in the parking lot. Here's the twist though. Instead of tearing them apart, the fight bonds them in a way nothing else could. Jack moves into Tyler's rundown, borderline condemned house, and the two of them start regularly beating the crap out of each other. It's not long before other men, bored, frustrated, and searching for purpose, get drawn into their violent little hobby, and just like that, Fight Club is born. At first, it's simple, a place where men can blow off steam through a little good old-fashioned fisticuffs. But as Jack dives deeper into Tyler's raw, brutal worldview, he finds himself letting go of everything he once cared about. He extorts money from his boss in one of the gutsiest power moves I've ever seen, quits his job, and abandons the corporate grind entirely. For Jack, Fight Club becomes an addiction, a high he can't live without. But of course, things take a darker turn. Tyler starts sleeping with Marla, which drives a wedge between him and Jack. Worse, Tyler shifts Fight Club from a personal escape to something much bigger and far more dangerous. He creates Project Mayhem, an organized network of chaos and destruction, with Tyler firmly in charge. What starts as petty vandalism escalates into full-blown terrorism, blackmail, arson, intimidation, you name it. Project Mayhem grows rapidly, attracting hordes of disenfranchised men desperate for a cause. Jack begins to see how out of control things have become, especially when one of the members is killed during a mission. Jack tries to shut it down, but the machine has grown beyond him. And Tyler? He always seems to be one step ahead. How does he manage it? Well, because they're the same person. That's right, Jack and Tyler are two sides of the same coin. Tyler is everything Jack wishes he could be, an alternate persona created to rebel against his own stagnant, meaningless life. The brilliance of this twist lies in how the movie subtly drops clues throughout. On first watch you might miss them, but on a rewatch they're everywhere. Tyler and Marla, for example, are never in the same room together. As Jack bitterly observes, my parents pulled this exact same act for years. The story comes full circle at the climax, back to the high-rise with explosives ready to blow. Jack confronts Tyler, and ultimately he has to destroy the part of himself that created this chaos. In doing so, he finally regains control of his life. Just in time, of course, to watch Tyler's carefully laid plan unfold. When Fight Club hit theaters more than 20 years ago, it wasn't exactly a smash hit. It was too dark, too weird, and too subversive for mainstream audiences. But over the years, it found a second life in home video, becoming an underground cult classic, just like the club itself, and for good reason. On the surface, Fight Club is a smart, twisted psychological thriller laced with dark humor. It's clever, stylish, and manages to pull the rug out from under you in a way that feels both earned and satisfying. The attention to detail in the production is incredible. Edward Norton's emaciation contrasts with Brad Pitt's increasingly muscular frame as Tyler grows stronger and Jack loses control. But beneath the surface, Fight Club delivers some hard-hitting observations about modern life. It critiques the emptiness of corporate culture, the consumerism we're all trapped in, and how men in particular have lost their sense of purpose. Tyler's speeches about chasing things we don't need and working jobs we hate hit just as hard now, maybe even harder than they did in the 90s. It's a cautionary tale about how easy it is to lose yourself in rebellion, chaos, and toxic leadership. And yet, it's hard not to wonder, what if Tyler was right all along? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think of Fight Club? And of course, give us a thumbs up if you like our video. Hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification button to be notified of future videos. And let me hear your thoughts on anything we got wrong or anything we got right. And if you want to support the channel, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. As always, your support helps the channel grow, upgrade our equipment, bring in new hosts, be able to pay them, and eventually take this show on the road. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening. We will see you next time.